Hey, what's going on, Fortnite fam? Another hot video coming out. We got so much to talk about. The NA Divisional Finals results, what happened, who went where, who won, and we also got the new changes coming to Ranked. Not just BR, but Reload as well, and the global drop map keeps on shifting, and there's so much to talk about, so let's get right into it. So let's get right into the divisional final results. For NA West, I'm going to go ahead and make it easy for you guys. They ended up canceling it for that day and rescheduling it for a new date. At the time, nobody knew, but as of this video, it is Friday, August 29th. So if you guys are looking to watch some NA West, make sure you guys set that day on your calendar. For any competitors out there that might be watching this and didn't hear the news, make sure you guys mark your calendar down because you don't want to miss your chance at that finals for NA West. For NA Central, man, was this another movie. Another finals on this region going down to the very last game. And it was, of course, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual head-to-head with Agers, Acorn, and Pollo. But before that even happened, Clix, Yamzo, and Higgs were having a great tournament. A first place, a 7th place, and I believe even a 2nd place with over 30 eliminations. And they were the team looking like they would take it all until game 4. That's when Peterbot, Ritual, and Cold decided not only to take down Clix, eliminate him out of that lobby, but as they knocked Higgs, they went ahead and took his body, launched out of Supernova, over the mountain for the OXR HQ, and into the tunnel. And in their minds, this was a part of their game plan because how good Clix, Higgs, and Yamza were looking to start the tournament. They had to figure out a way to slow down their momentum. And it worked overall because not only did they fail to have a good game that game, they failed to finish out the tournament with any game ending in anything better than a top 10 performance. But don't let that stop the train that is Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, because they went on to play game 5 with a twist. They took a page out of their grand finals playbook. They went to contest Agers, Acorn, and Pollo off of spawn. And this is where it does get interesting because they actually learned from the mistakes of that grand finals. They noticed that Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual were going to contest them out of that battle bus. So they did the only thing anybody think they could do playing against Peterbot off spawn. They switched their drop spot. With an uncontested OXR HQ, they managed to survive that game. They managed to survive Peterbot's onslaught. And even though for them, it wasn't necessarily the best game of their tournament, 23rd place, only 1 elimination, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual did the only thing they can do with some of the best loot in the game, a victory royale, 26 eliminations, and naturally because of that, they closed the gap. So as soon as they got the loot that they wanted off spawn, they went and spent the rest of the game hunting down Agers, Acorn, and Pollo, and unfortunately for them, it did not work out. They went down very, very early in that game, around 20th overall, which kind of landed them in that 2nd place spot. Agers, Acorn, and Pollo were able to play the rest of that one out. They got an 8th place with 9 elims, locking in their NA Division 1 win right before the Global Championship. There is only one more left. And that one is going to be telling of how these teams are performing. The Agers, Acorn, and Pollo are one of my favorites to take the overall global championship. We'll get into that later on in this video. But let's talk about some of the other results going down around the lobby. Threats, Chimp, and Ozone playing absolutely out of this world. Contested throughout the majority of their games. They still had a chance with a 3rd place finish. Unfortunately, they went down in 30 seconds in the last game of the day, which kind of squandered their chances of taking it. 4th place, King, Phaser, PH, Zin, another global championship qualifying team, proving that this trip to NA was definitely worth it. They're getting more and more consistent. They're playing against some of the better teams, and most importantly, fighting them as well and getting their surge strategy down. Rapid, Kanata, and Bolts. A pretty consistent day throughout the entire tournament. One bad game of 22nd place, but they also have a 1st place with a 9 elimination win. They're not necessarily getting 20 bombs left and right, but they're proven they could be consistent in some of the hardest lobbies in Fortnite. And as you continue to look down, Clix, Higgs, and Yamzo, I talked about their momentum getting stopped. They ended up in 7th place. They had a 30th, 19th, and 12th to finish out the day. Ever since that incident against Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual's team, they just were unable to get that fire back. Looking at a few more of our global championship qualified teams, Mud, Shadow, and Sphinx going to be landing in 13th place overall. Only one good game, second place, 6 eliminations, but they were struggling all day to get inside of the top 10, let alone top 5, where most of the points are at. And as we continue to look at our global championship team, scroll down that leaderboard, 22nd place, Reed, Cooper, and Curly. I don't really know what went wrong with them, but this is a team you're going to have to be looking at landing over the top right side of the map, going to the global championship. If they have problems here in this lobby, getting surge, getting eliminations, I only wonder, with such little time left before globals, will that carry over? Not too many other big surprises going down in the NA divisional finals for either region, but let me know what your thoughts. Who's going to win NA West since it hasn't happened yet? And what are you thinking about NA Central? Is this region the best in the world, or at least the most entertaining? With just about 2 weeks left until the Global Championship, the drop map continues to change. From Utopia to Dystopia City, the new POI with the changes has caught an eye of Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. They have now moved themselves over from the OXR HQ over to that side of the map, leaving Vanya, Pixie, and Marius uncontested, which is huge for them and the entire region of EU, which meant Epic Wellpaper and Victor V, along with Tay Tay, Rido, and Razi, had a new member at their POI, but that just meant Epic Wellpaper and Victor V said, nope, nope, nope. He tweeted out he is moving on over to Shogun Solitude. He said, I cannot fight King Pete, or at least not early into the game. Our entire tournament depends on it. 12 out of 12 games. You don't want to contest. One of the best. Continuing looking around, Coyote Rising Yuma contesting Mr. Savage Chap and Reason. Nobody's looking like they want to change, but Coyote Rising Yuma have been playing over towards Canyons Crossing during the Asia Divisional Finals. So maybe they're practicing some sort of trick underneath their sleeve in case that does not work out. Arc School and Salco contested against Marime, Biryu, and Wixie. I'm not sure if I said those names right, but to me, that just shows that Arc School and Salco may not be getting the respect they deserve after a dominant final win in Major 2, an almost comeback in Major 3, a divisional cup win. This team loves to fight. They're almost like the Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual of this region in that aspect, but will it work on a global stage? Baka Pars and Pump, NA West, two-time champion, Major 1 and Major 3, moving their drop spot a third time from Kappa Kappa Factory to Rainbow Field. Now they're going just under where Reed, Cooper, and Curly are landing, contesting Balior, Mansoor, and Adapter from the Middle East. I think for Baka Pars and Pump, this could be a good team for them to fight against. They're not the EU powerhouses of Pixarm and Demas. It could give them a little bit of momentum to build and a little bit confidence throughout the tournament and surge if they do win it. There is metal and a bunch of resources nearby if they can access it. So I do like this change up so far for Baka Pars and Pump. Just looking at this drop map, though, overall, I still got to think my favorites are Agers, Acorn, and Pollo, or maybe Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache. To me, they're two teams I'm looking at that if they're not in the top 2, maybe something went wrong in their game plan. There's still some changes to come for FNCS, like they have dropped that new Rage Strike that did come out as well. I'm not sure if that's going to stay in competitive, but I'm sure if it is definitely going to shake things up. Looking at this drop map, let me know what you guys think of who's going to do well at the Global Championship. A new predictions video will be out soon. My full thoughts, breaking it all down, so be on the lookout for that one. Now, let's talk about ranked. There has been some big changes to come to ranked recently, and I like these changes. So far, let's talk about BR. Fortnite has just said that the BR ranked will have the same competitive loot pool as the cups that you guys are playing, including FNCS. So it's going to give that vibes, that deja vu, that flashback of what Arena used to be like. And that's why I think some of these changes are so good, because they're also taking out the medallions, or at least after the Global Championship. So to me, this is looking like Epic Games, Fortnite. They're realizing what they have on their hands in terms of the competitive community and giving us the tools, giving us the playground to start to practice and maybe see who the next up-and-coming Fortnite star is going to be. But the changes don't stop there for ranked, because Siphon was added to ranked reload. They're resetting the ranks for the season, but it's not all. They're adding in the Siphon, just like I said. I'm not sure which version of the Siphon overall. I'm sure it might match the one in FNCS with 75 HP over time. I'm not sure, but I'm interested to see how it's going to to play out. They also changed the way the zones and where you drop after the respawn comes into more of the competitive reload feel, which means less of chances of getting farmed out of the sky. But that's gonna do it for me in another video. Let me know what you guys think of the NA Divisional Finals results. NA West, who's gonna win? The Global Championship drop map changes, and most importantly to me, these ranked changes. Which playlist are you gonna be playing? And let me know if you guys want to squad up. But until next time, I'll see you guys on that battle bus. Beep beep!